There he is. I think what makes bass fishing so special is a multitude of ways they can be caught. Some methods are easy, some are a little more difficult, but all are challenging, exciting, and fun to do. Like today, we'll be fishing one of those methods that require a lot of concentration simply because the cover is submerged, at least the most productive areas of it. When you're fishing this type pattern, it's important to be observant and watch for forage activity close to the surface. This alone can tell you quickly where and how shallow the bass may be. It's also smart to keep your eye peeled on your graph periodically. This also will show you the depth where both the feed and the bass are and help you with boat positioning. Boat control is extremely critical. When working any form of cover, especially the outer edge of a weed line, it's best to always parallel the cover, keeping the bow of your boat pointed into the wind and just off the edge of the weeds. This way you cover the area much better, and it allows you to keep your lure in contact with the break line much longer. Okay, once you've located most areas of the lake and settled on the one you believe is your best, your goal now is to eliminate quickly the cover types and depths that don't hold fish. For instance, if I settle on a timberline, what I want to do, I want to locate something irregular about that tree line, like maybe where a shallow or deep drop-off occurs, or where a channel or depression is, or perhaps a shoreline where a creek channel skirts in close to it, or possibly a boat dock that's located close to deeper water with planted cover around it, or maybe where I've settled on fishing today, the outcropping edge of aquatic vegetation where irregular features exist, which we'll be discussing shortly. There he is. Woo! There, buddy. Come here. Come up here. Way out on that grass line. Whew. Well, old Jimmy's right. His old bait will catch fish. You know, we're drawn to vegetation because since we were old enough to know what a bass was, we learned that this species lives there. Emergent grass, which is visible, what you see, it just looks fishy. However, that which is submerged, well, it's just as fishy. This form of cover has always heightened an angler's expectations, and guess what? It always will. When most bass fishermen fish an area of weeds and don't get a strike, they usually assume one of two things. Either the fish aren't there, or I'm doing something wrong. Usually the thought is, the bass just aren't there. But aquatic growth is just like any other bass structure, in that you have to understand it and work it carefully and thoroughly to catch fish. And if you do, then you'll be like me. When you're faced with a lake or river that has grass in it, you'll run to it instead of running away from it. A tremendous form of habitat. In my next tip concerning salad tactics, I'll talk about 3 different types of grass you'll be faced with and how to effectively fish all 3. Tell you what, I'll see you then.